Hello everyone, welcome to this video. And today I'm going to talk about several things that you can do to make your cold email campaigns perform better without necessarily being better at cold email. Just by changing these things, they will perform better than they did before. Okay, so first of all, before we even get started, I want to give a shout out to Daniel Facio because he's the one that I learned most of these things from. So I took a lot of inspiration from him. So y'all go follow him on Twitter and on YouTube at Cold Email Wizard on Twitter and Daniel Facio on YouTube. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. So the point number one that we need to take into consideration is your offer. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into the offer. This is going to be a quick point because if you really want to learn about offers, go watch Daniel Facio and he's going to teach you everything you need to know. Or go read like $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi. There's also some good stuff. So basically the offer is the actual thing that you're selling. So this is a very obvious point. If the things that you're selling is appealing to your target audience, the campaigns are going to do better. If what you're selling is something that is not really that interesting to people, then it's not going to perform that well. Now, the one simple framework that I use for the offer is a claim, proof, and a risk reversal, right? So your claim is like the thing that you're going to do for them. You know, I will increase your revenue by this percent, or I will make you rank number one on Google, whatever. Then you have the proof. So do you have any case studies? Do you have any proof that you've done this before? And then a risk reversal could be something like a guarantee. So like, if we don't get this result, you get your money back, or you just work on a performance basis. So you pay based on the results that you get, things like that. Now, the one thing that can change your campaigns massively is the proof, right? So if you have a lot of case studies, you have a lot of proof that you know what you're talking about, then obviously you're going to get way better results. So let's move on to the next point because I don't want to get into that, talk about too much about the offers, but this one basically ties to the last point that I was talking about, which is case studies. One thing that's really going to help you is if you have case studies. So some examples of these can be, we helped XYZ generate 50K in revenue with our system, or we helped someone gain 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. We help XYZ get an extra 10 patients per month, right? If you were selling to like dentists or doctors or whatever, right? So those are just like simple examples that you might have. And the good thing is that you can use these examples. I mean, you can use these case studies on the actual cold email scripts. So you can mention that. And you can also have them on your landing page, right? You can have them on your website. So when people go to your website, they can see that you've done this before. You know what you're talking about. And a bonus point that I put down here is if you have actually not only like a written case study or like a written testimonial, but if you actually have like an interview style video with the client, it doesn't have to be in person. You know, it can be like a Zoom call where you just talk to the client and ask them a couple of questions and talk about the results that you've been able to get them. That's also like a really good bonus point if people see that, because it's like, you know, it's a real case study, you know? It's not just text, but... So that's all that I had to say when it comes to case studies. Now, the next point is the landing page. Now, what happens is that when somebody's interested in your cold email, a lot of the times they're going to copy your sending domain and they're going to go to your website to see, you know, to see what you have on your website, right? So it would not be very good if they go to your website and you don't have a website. Let's say you have like 404 error, not found, you know, things like that are going to be kind of sketchy. It's like, oh, why does this person not have a website? Yeah. They might be a scammer, you know, they might not be a real person. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys have at least a website, hopefully a really good one. Mine one is not that good. It's all right. This is like an example of what mine looks like. I mean, it's good in the sense that I have the offer very clearly at the top. I have a video sales letter where I show my face, so that's good. But, you know, the style could be better. You know, it doesn't look that professional, but at least it gets the job done for now. I'll definitely have to improve it in the future. But this is a very important point, is having a landing page and having a good website, right? Next off, based on the last point, is having a VSL on your website. I mean, this is not 100% necessary, but this is something that will help if you have a video sales letter. That's what VSLs means, video sales letter, which is just basically a quick video of yourself, basically explaining what you do, talking about the benefits, what you can do for them, basically like a little advertisement there. And a bonus point is if you show your face, right? Because this shows that you're a real person, like you're not some random person on the internet. Like you have a face, you know, you're willing to show your face and put your reputation on the line. So like, and we're going to talk about this on some of the next points. Well, actually, in this point is where we're going to talk about this, which is having content and a social media presence. Now, I know a lot of people, they don't want to create content. They don't want to put themselves out there, you know. Maybe you don't want to put your face on the internet, and I understand that. But this has a lot of benefits because, as I said, like if somebody goes to your website, they look you up, they start doing some research on you, they might go to like your YouTube, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, whatever. If you have like good content where you're showing your face, you clearly know what you're talking about. If you have content online, it shows multiple things, right? First of all, it shows that you're a real person with a face. They can see you. You're putting yourself out there. You're not like some random scammer on the internet that just started sending random emails. Like they can see that you are legit. You know, at least you're putting yourself on camera, showing your face, you know, that's good. And it also shows that you're an authority on what you're selling. If you have a lot of videos explaining things, you know, tutorials, they can see that you know what you're talking about, that you clearly have done this for a while, you know, you have all this knowledge, so that's also good. Thirdly, it shows that you're committed to what you do. So the fact that you're able to sit there and put your face on the internet, like put your name and talk about these things, shows that you're actually committed to what you're doing. You're not just like, oh, I'm just going to try this just to see if it works, you know, but, you know, it shows that you're actually putting in the effort to build a brand around it and everything. And so they can see that you're probably not going to scam them, you know, because if you have your face out there, your name, then you're probably not going to be scamming people because obviously that's going to ruin your reputation. Whereas if you were just some anonymous person, you can scam somebody and like nothing's going to happen because they don't even know what you look like, you know? So those are just some points to keep in mind. Just like psychologically, knowing that you have content on social media and everything, it makes you more trustworthy, you know? And this is like an example here, like you don't want to look like this. You don't want to be this guy who just has like no profile picture. Because again, it's like, imagine you get a DM on Instagram, let's say, from the same DM, like trying to sell you a service, let's say, for example. And one of those is from an account with no followers, no profile picture, no posts. And the other one is from an account that has a good amount of followers. They have a profile picture, a lot of content, showing their face, talking on camera. Like, which one are you most likely to actually trust? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, the person who doesn't have a profile picture or any content, you're gonna be like, is this even a real person? Is this a bot? You know, like, so. Whereas on the other hand, the person who clearly has like a brand, it looks a lot more trustworthy. So this is gonna increase your results from cold email. And honestly, like I've had people talking about the VSL. I've had people on sales calls tell me like, yo, yeah, I was watching your video on your website. It was really good, whatever. And I even had somebody told me like, the only reason I booked the call is because you had a video. So I thought that was interesting. And it shows that it clearly works. So, yeah. Now, next point, speed to reply. Well, this is something to do a bit more with cold email, but kind of like indirectly, because this is about how quickly you respond to the leads, right? So whenever you start sending your cold emails and you start getting positive replies, you want to respond as quickly as possible, you know? Because obviously the longer you wait to reply, the more that these people are not going to be interested or they're going to forget. Because what happens is, if they reply to your email, they're a warm lead, right? They're like interested. They're like, oh yeah, I want to know more about this. The longer you take, the colder they're going to get over time. So it's like if you respond a week later, your probabilities of booking a call is gonna be much lower. So you just want to respond as quickly as possible. This is gonna give you the best chances of them actually booking a call and actually becoming a client, right? So you want to be like this. As soon as they respond, you want to be on the, hey, let's get on a call. So there you go. And the last point that I wanted to make, this is a quick one, is having a pre-call sequence. So this is basically going to increase your show rate. So whenever you book a call with someone, sometimes people just don't show up to calls. And one of the things that you can do to get more people actually showing up is just create like a quick pre-call sequence. You can do this in Calendly, for example. You're just going to give them like a reminder, let's say a couple hours before the call, or 30 minutes before the call, just to make sure that they remember that they booked a call with you. And there's like other more advanced things that you can do. You can send them like case studies, you can send them your video sales letter. There's other things that you can do, but the basic, just keeping it simple, is just sending them a reminder a couple of hours before the call, just to make sure that they remember, So that would be it. That was the last tip that I had. Let me know if you have anything else in the comments. But yeah, anyways, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, shout out to Cold Email Wizard, because I learned most of this from him. And yeah, see you in the next videos.